Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Made a video on Friday, and I was talking about J.B. Shabazz. He commits to Tennessee over South Carolina, over Ohio State. Another big win for Josh Heupel. Another big win for Glenn Ellerbe on the recruiting trail. He's ranked 352nd overall. He's a four-star. He's a blue-chip prospect. And in that video, I talked about the success that Glenn Ellerbe has been having on the recruiting trail. I mentioned the weird narrative where people like to run with it and say that Glenn Ellerbe can't recruit. And then right on cue, here comes the comment, what weird narrative? He hasn't started a single kid out of high school. And I guess that's a fair point. He hasn't started one of his high school recruits. But is that because he can't recruit? Is that because he can't develop? Or is that more maybe because we had a guy like Cooper Mays, who was the starting center since the day Josh Heupel arrived until the 2025 season coming up? So is it because he can't recruit, or is it because he had a bunch of veteran guys like Spraggs, like Dane Davis, like Jackson Lampley, like John Campbell, like Andrej Karic? I think it's fair to say that Glenn Ellerbe missed maybe on those first two cycles at Tennessee, and there's a lot of stipulations. There's a lot of reasons to why that could have been. But if you don't see what he's doing in the class of 24, the class of 25, and now what he's building in the class of 26, I think maybe you're being negative for the sake of being negative, because Glenn Ellerbe has been hot on the recruiting trail, and he has an opportunity to continue that in the class of 2026. Let's talk about a couple of guys here. First up, Kamari Blair, four-star offensive tackle, 6'6", 280 pounds, ranked inside the on 300, 284th nationally, scheduled to commit on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Central Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to go live to cover it. Look, I know we got Legend Bay scheduled to come on the channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday night. So let's make it a big-time blowout stream. Let's count down to the commitment of Kamari Blair. We're going to go live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will see that commitment, and then we'll get Legend Bay on here and interview him. It's going to be a banger on Wednesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But you can see on the graphic there, it's Tennessee, it's South Carolina, or it is Ole Miss. There's not a scouting report out there on On3. There's not a scouting report out there on 247 Sports, but I did find this over at SI.com. Blair is shown as a long-levered, powerfully built left tackle who excels at run blocking every bit as much as he can be relied upon to protect his quarterback's blind side. A body mover, he has ideal height and length for the tackle position, but with excellent pulling skills and his fierce ability in the running game, this Tennessee product could be every bit as capable inside at guard as he is on the edge. You know, they mentioned there his pulling skills, and that's something he talked about in his interview with VolQuest after he visited Tennessee. He talked about spending time with Glenn Ellerbe. He said he was just coaching me up a little bit, telling me the things that he liked about my skill set and the things that he thinks I could work on. They pull a lot of tackles, do a lot of tackle movement, tackle pulls, and when Ellerbe chopped up my film, he saw a lot of that, and he said I'd fit right in there. Now, heading into the 865 Live visit, because Kamari Blair was here for 865 Live, came back for an official. Steve Wiltfong said that Ole Miss got in early with the on 300 offensive tackle, but Tennessee recently offered. He's excited about Glenn Ellerbe, and the Vols are starting to make a move. Now, after that trip, he really fell in love with Glenn Ellerbe. You know, we talk a lot about money and NIL and culture and all these different buzzwords in the world of recruiting, but relationships still matter. What's the most important thing to Kamari Blair? He told Steve Wiltfong that he still didn't have a decision made, and he set his commitment date to force himself and sit down and work through this process so he can come to a decision. Now, again, the three finalists, this is what he said about South Carolina, said the culture, Coach Teasley and just the team, the players, had a really good time hanging out with them. I felt clicked with them really well. Ole Miss, style of offense that they run. He says Coach Garrison is a really good coach, and I like the way he coaches and teaches, and the players, they're super easy to hang out with. Now, let's break down the Tennessee comments. Tennessee would be the home state. The culture around being an in-state kid, again, the ability to play early, that's always a big thing for me. Coach Hype and Coach Ellerbe have been together for 10-plus years. Now that is the type of family I love. It certainly sounds like he loves him some Glenn Ellerbe. He loves him some Rocky Top. No crystal balls, no predictions, no spoiler alerts. Is he going to choose Tennessee? We'll watch it because, again, he's coming off the board Wednesday night. Does Steve Wiltfong put in a prediction? Does Chad Simmons put in a prediction? Or does he go the way of Braden Rouse, and he doesn't tell the coaches until 5 minutes before the decision? We're having a big-time celebration on Wednesday night. Again, join us, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll watch Kamari Blair come off the board. Then we'll get Legend Bay in the house. We've also got an update on the 5-star interior offensive lineman, Darius Gray, the #1 ranked interior offensive lineman in the country. We're going to talk about that. but I need you guys to do the YouTube stuff. You know the deal. Smash the thumbs up down there below the video. Quick, free, and easy helps the channel. If you've not been here before, you don't know who we are, what this is, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We don't sell you on that. What we are is exactly what you guys are. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on those fun Wednesday night streams, or anytime we drop a video, you'll get notified on your phone. You can also support the channel by hitting the join button down below, right there beside subscribe. It's only $1. If you watch every video, you watch every live stream, you enjoy the community around here, think about hitting that join button, because that's what keeps this show moving forward. We could not do it without your support. But let's go talk about the top-ranked interior offensive lineman in the country. You can see the graphic there on the screen. He dropped his top 5 just yesterday. Again, 22nd overall player in the country, number 1 interior offensive lineman, 6'3", 285. That top 5 is South Carolina, Clemson, LSU, Tennessee, and Ole Miss. Tennessee is in some big boy recruiting battles this cycle. We talk about Faison Brandon being locked in, dialed in. That was a huge win. I talk a lot about Tyreek King, 4-star wide receiver, highly ranked prospect. I don't think enough people are talking about him being committed early and being locked into Tennessee. But then you talk about trying to flip Tristan Keys, the number 1 ranked wide receiver in the country. You talk about trying to get Savion Hyder, the number 1 ranked running back in the country. You're working on the number 1 ranked interior offensive lineman. You've got 2 linebackers committed to Tennessee, ranked inside the top 100. We are in some big boy battles, and we're winning our fair share. Say it all the time. You're never going to win them all. Win your fair share. And that is exactly what Tennessee is doing with this class of 26. What type of player is Darius Gray? Scouting report, Andrew Ivins, 247 Sports, athletic offensive lineman with a dense build that has foot quickness to lead the way on long pulls or counters, and the horsepower to hold the line of scrimmage or change it. You know, it's an ongoing theme. When we talk about the type of offensive lineman that Glenn Ellerby is recruiting, they're always athletic dudes like David Sanders. We see it here with Darius Gray. We hear it in the scouting report for Kamari Blair. Athleticism. Says he ended up being one of the biggest surprises of the 2025 Navy All-American Bowl, as he arrived in with 34-inch arms and then was able to anchor all week against much older and larger defenders. Relentless energy allows him to not only be a plus finisher in the run game, but also readjust and recover in pass sets. Tends to punch with authority and frequently has the upper and lower halves dancing to the same tune. Has what it takes to certainly handle one of the corners on Saturdays, but combination of brute force and rare movement patterns suggests that he could emerge as a cheat code of a guard in his own blocking scheme. Says he might need a development year or 2 to find his bearings as he levels up in competition and adjust to the speed of the college game, but profiles as someone that has what it takes to blossom into an early round NFL draft pick with his basketball background and full-way, 2-way snaps at the prep level. Took official visits. He took a ton of official visits. Virginia Tech, Virginia, Georgia, Clemson, Tennessee, Auburn, Ohio State, South Carolina. Had a lot of ground to make up going into that official with Tennessee. But if you remember, we talked about it at the time when he came off of that official visit to Tennessee. He said the Vols are on top. Tennessee is the team to beat. That's what he said coming off of that official visit. Now, does that matter? Was he on a visit high? We'll see. We'll see what happens. What's he looking for in a program? He said the main 3 things for me, here we go again, family, atmosphere. We hear Kamari Blair talk about it. Now, again, Darius Gray, number 1 ranked interior offensive lineman, looking for that family atmosphere. He says it's non-negotiable about that. Number 2 is sports media. That's what I want to major in. 3rd is player development. And, of course, I have to add a 4th one. I want to play for a potential title or conference title at least. Says he's going to take this decision up to the season. So there's a long way to go in this one. A lot of the stuff that I've read from Chad Simmons, Steve Wiltfong, the VolQuest guys, all the experts, all the insiders, piecing it all together, it certainly sounds like LSU, South Carolina are definitely high up there on the list. But Chad Simmons just said recently, do not sleep on Tennessee. So what does he like about Tennessee? He says Tennessee is great. Coach Heupel, Coach Ellerby, their longevity together. I think it's their 10th season coming up, and it's very rare to find that. I think that's very important to me. In the class they're building, you can tell they're going to be a national championship team in the next few years, and you want to be a part of something special. Darius Gray believes this is a national championship program. He loves Tennessee. He loves Glenn Ellerby. Can Tennessee get across the finish line? A couple of more elite offensive linemen that Tennessee is working to get in the boat. What are your thoughts? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. You can go grab some Tennessee or Talkin VAWLS official merchandise at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also help support by hitting that join button down below and joining the channel. There are also links in the description of this video that tell you how to do that. But that is going to do it for this one. This It's the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.